What's up, everybody? Garrett back here again with Kyle and Marissa, and we're doing another kind of food, not challenge, but we're going to try something, or at least I'm going to try something for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have here is we have New York System. It's like, I would say, it's not technically a hot dog. They're called wieners.
Hot weenies.
And so with Rhode Island, with all their food traditions, this is one of them that I've actually never had. Believe it or not, this is something my family's been trying to get me to eat for as long as I can remember. So my house is being renovated currently right now, so I am starving, and they called me and convinced me, hey, let's try these for the first time. You can eat over here, but let's record your reaction to eating this for the first time. So they're gonna take a real quick trip over to the New York System so you guys can check out what it's like over there. I've never been, so it'll be interesting for me to also see what it's like over there. So enjoy that now. When we get back, I'm gonna try this thing for the first time.
These hot dogs that we're going to get are considered wieners. That's what they call them. And they're like basically these little tiny hot dogs that have...
They're not tiny.
They're not?
They're normal sized hot dogs.
Okay, they're basically these normal sized hot dogs that have onions and meat and... What else do they put in them?
Arm hair.
Yeah, it's like this crazy thing. They like pile all the hot dogs up on their arm, and that's how they cook it. I don't know. It's
They don't cook it on their arm. His arm's like so hot. No, they assemble them on their arm. That's like the tradition. They line all the cooked hot dogs up in the buns on the arm, and then they put all the toppings on it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
They don't cook it
because you wouldn't be able to cook
like
it.
the guy's arm is so like scarred from like scarred tissue from fire.
Time to eat some hot wieners.
We're back. It was a fun trip, dude.
So listen, all I have to say is, I thought it was really cool when we walked into New York System and there were so many celebrity pictures on the walls that I thought was really unique, the people that have been there. We saw a Kevin James picture.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did we see?
Gronk.
Yep, Gronk was there.
Some other.
Oh, Guy Fieri.
Yep. Guy. Some other child actor that we didn't recognize.
It was like a wicked 80s like teen actor. We didn't recognize him, but he was on the wall. So I don't know. So it seems like this place is very popular, and I guess people know about it outside of Rhode Island because somebody like Kevin James, who came to town, like he wanted to check out New York System. So
Was it on like the Guy Fieri show?
Yeah.
I think it was. I'm not
Diners,
positive.
Drivers, and Dives.
I'm not positive if it was. I don't know if he just like stopped in or it was on a show, but we'll have to look into that and see.
Explain really quick what exactly we have here. What makes this different than, I guess, a hot dog? Because like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of hot dogs growing up, so to me, I'm just curious, like, what makes this so different? Does it taste different? Is it just how it's kind of presented?
Is the meat spread
Yeah,
that's on it.
so there's a meat spread on there with mustard and onion. So this is in celery salt. So this is like all the way. This is your traditional all the way dog. I also got one minus the onions just because.
So that is like what, ground beef poured on the top of it, made into a sauce?
But it's like a sauce. Yeah.
Onions, celery, salt, and mustard.
And mustard. And it looks like maybe spicy mustard.
You don't put ketchup on them either.
No ketchup.
No ketchup. I brought the ketchup for the fries, not for the
All right, so we
dogs.
got some fries.
We got 2 large fries. We have a steak sandwich that I wanted, just because. My mouth is like watering, dude. I was like, steak sandwich. Yeah, then I got a steak sandwich, and we have 3
coffee milks. Now, coffee milk is a Rhode Island staple. You want to explain a little bit about that?
Basically, the story goes it's considered the state drink, and what happened was in like the early 20th century, a lot of Italians immigrated to Rhode Island, and they brought some kind of home recipes, where they would take sugar and water and grind them with coffee beans to create a syrup, and then they would put it in milk, and that's kind of what it is. So it's kind of like an iced coffee, I think, but it's different. I haven't had a coffee milk in like. I haven't had a coffee milk since I was a kid. Like, my parents used to have like this syrup that we'd make our own.
Autocrat.
Yep, the autocrat syrup.
And I guess it always reminded me of like just another version of like a chocolate milk, right? It was either chocolate milk or coffee milk.
It's similar, but it tastes like coffee.
But it tastes like coffee, but there's like no caffeine in it. It's not like you're not drinking an actual coffee.
No.
Yeah, I haven't had this in
It's like
forever.
liquid coffee ice cream, essentially. That's what it
Well,
tastes like.
I remember we used to have it in the fridge as a kid, and it's funny because I didn't realize that no one else really knew what this was unless you lived here in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And talking about these New York systems again, I guess it's called New York system, I guess, because it was originated in Coney Island, and then Rhode Island kind of took over and basically called it New York system just to have that kind of relation to the Coney Island.
All right, so let's try that coffee milk first. What do you think, guys? Coffee milk first?
Coffee milk.
Let's check it.
Coffee milk.
That is funny because
So good. It does taste.
I'm
old
not really a
school, right?
coffee drinker in general.
It's
I
good.
know.
It is good, though.
No coffee, no hot dogs. I live it. I live the life. But this right now, it brought back it makes me feel like I'm like 10 years old again.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like I said, we had the syrup at the house that you could make your own, and that's exactly what it tastes like now. I mean, I probably haven't had this in, I don't know, 25, 30 years maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. So you can make this, I guess, if you got the syrup.
Yeah.
You can make it on your own.
Yep.
Yeah, we sell that syrup here in Rhode Island, like at the grocery store.
I'm sure you could
Nowhere
order
else
it.
does, though.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else does, and
You could probably order it off Amazon or something.
yeah, I'm sure you probably could, but I don't think it's something that's at grocery stores all over the world, the United
No,
States.
no.
Right.
Okay, so do we want to
Queso, dude?
start with the
This isn't Mexican food.
dogs?
I mean, I'll try one.
Yeah, let's start with
I
that.
guess.
Do we
Alright,
have plates for anyone?
alright.
There's 3 plates.
We
so I
don't. We
how
don't
do you
need.
want to separate?
We don't need
Just-
plates.
you
We'll
take a
just pick them
plate.
up with a napkin.
You show me.
Fuck, like trailer
Let's
style,
take it
dude?
like this. Why not? We don't need freaking.
Give me that dog. This one's freaking loaded with onions.
I'm going with the non-onion
You
one
like
first.
that? You like
Oh,
that?
it's
I
already
don't,
getting.
even, I don't even like onions either.
Hold on.
Or whatever.
You
it's
do
fine.
not-
Alright,
No,
hold
I know.
on, not yet.
No, I like cooked onions. I don't like raw onions, but these look pretty,
They're like in between.
Pretty
pretty,
raw.
pretty thick over
Pretty
here.
raw. Well, you can pick them off.
All right, let's
I'm
try.
gonna take-
All right, guys, here we go. New York System wieners. Ready?
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good.
The meat sauce is good.
I just taste onion. No, actually, I don't know. Does this taste like a hot dog? I haven't had a hot
Feel
dog.
them up.
forever.
Mustard. Tastes like mustard.
The mustard is really good.
I like it.
No, actually, it is good.
Mm.
It's good. You know, we should do another video on it because it kind of reminds me of this a little bit. Stanley's.
Absolutely, yeah. We were talking about Stanley's on the ride over.
Stanley's is another place in Rhode Island that's like known for their burgers, which just kind of reminds me of because they use a lot of cooked onions with their stuff. So I think when the onion here meets that meat sauce, to me,
Tastes
it
like that.
really, yeah, it really does kind of remind me of Stanley's.
Yeah, this is
It's
really
good, though.
delicious.
Mm.
Oh, I like it.
So, what would you
The
rate
onions,
this?
the onions aren't overpowering either.
No, not at all.
What would you rate this?
What, 10?
5.
Not fine. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would do.
I think a 4.5.
Same.
How about this? On a scale of like
No, I mean-
0 to Pizza Hut.
No, I'm thinking. I would probably say it depends on what I'm rating it. Like, as in like food in general, or like versus other hot dogs.
That's what I mean.
because-
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. Like on a scale of 1 to like say like a food that you really like.
Oh,
Like how about this?
I'd probably say a 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, I think
That's right.
I think 4. This is really good.
I mean,
I'm really
it is
enjoying
it
it.
is tasty for
I'm gonna
sure.
try
No
the nice
doubt.
fries. I think they're just fries.
This coffee milk though,
Yeah, coffee milk.
10 out of 10.
I mean, if I was to rate this on what I would say this versus like a hot dog, I think this is blows
All
away.
day, yeah. All day.
I mean, that's a good thing. Like I said,
What
I'm not
kind
really
of
a hot
what
dog.
kind of hot
type.
dogs do they use? They use soggies.
No, I mean, it said that these are made. It's like veal, beef, and
Oh,
pork.
well, that's why.
So
Oh wow, they're really good, guys. Try that steak sandwich.
I'm gonna rip into the steak. So this is called the expensive at
New York system.
New York system. I guess everything has like names. So on this is lettuce, tomato, mayo, mushrooms, and cheese
That looks
and
delicious.
steak.
I'll probably love this.
Pass
yeah.
that along after you take a bite.
So good.
Pass it.
Good steak sands.
All right, let's give this steak sandwich a whirl. I'm almost positive I'm gonna love this thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
They have BLT too. Those are probably.
So fresh it tastes.
Yeah.
Like the tomato and stuff.
I don't even like mushrooms, but they're good in that.
Well, I have to say I was pleasantly surprised, and I really can't believe. I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe I've had one of these when I was like too young to remember. But all I know is that my dad and you guys have been bugging me to get these forever, and I always was kind of like, nah, I'm not really into that kind of hot dog stuff. And but I will say that I thought this was good for sure. The steak sandwich was good. The fries were fine. Those were, they definitely were better than I was expecting them to be. So yeah, thank you guys for having me over to eat. Thanks for this idea to kind of do this for the first time. And again, this was good. It's very nostalgic for me. And if you guys have any info about these, maybe you're from the area, maybe you're not, maybe you've never heard of this kind of stuff before, post it down in the comments below. We do a lot of these kind of like food type of things, especially when I'm with these two.
That's all I like to
We
do
like
is
to
eat.
eat, if you haven't noticed.
So thank you guys again for checking this out. We are going to finish this stuff off. This is Garrett from Born to Be Rad. This is Marissa and Kyle. And like always, stay
Stay
rad.
rad.
Rad.